So first of all, I'm going to prep Carrie's skin with the Lady Green Micellar water. This is a really gentle cleansing water with aloe vera, witch hazel and neem extract. I will ensure that the skin is thoroughly cleansed before applying makeup. This product is also really good for using in the evening, removing eye makeup, and it will even remove waterproof mascara. To moisturise the skin, I'm using this really lightweight and refreshing day cream from Supermood, and this really helps to wake up the skin because it contains hydrating ingredients such as birch sap and sweet almond oil. And it also contains menthol extract, so it's really good for really brightening the skin. Now I'm using the makeup base primer from Cooler Caramel. This is a very moisturising primer, so if you have oily skin, you might want to skip your usual moisturiser and just use this. It also contains Kalahari melon oil, which helps to fade pigmentation and protect the skin. It also has really pretty iridescent pigments to it and will help your makeup last all day. The foundation I'm using is the Compact Foundation in shade 12 Light Beige from Cooler Caramel. This has a buildable coverage, so you can wear it as a light coverage, or you can apply more layers to cover redness and blemishes. Just make sure you blend it really well, starting in the centre of the face and then only applying what is needed. So I'm just building this up in layers on Carrie's skin. Carrie doesn't really need much makeup or foundation at all, so I'm just using the lightest coverage that I can get away with. To conceal under the eyes, I'm using the Cooler Caramel Perfect Complexion Concealer. This is like a natural version of the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat. It's great for concealing dark circles as well as providing hydration for under the eyes. So I'm just buffing this in with a concealer brush and then using the warmth of my finger to make sure it's blended seamlessly. You can also use this like you would a highlighter, so you can use it on the tops of the cheekbones and also underneath the brow bone. To make sure the eyeshadow stays in place and doesn't crease, I'm using the eye primer from Zao Makeup. I'm just using my finger for this and patting it over the eyelid. So for the base eyeshadow colour, I'm using this neutral ivory shade from Zao Makeup, and I'm just using this really quickly with a blending brush all over the eyelid. This will just help to neutralise any colours and just make sure that I'm starting off with a nice clean base. To add some subtle shading into the socket line, I'm just using this neutral taupe shade from Cooler Caramel. I'm just using the same brush that I used before, and I'm concentrating this right into the socket line of the eye, and I'm only taking this sort of halfway along and then making sure that I'm blending it really well. This just adds a little more definition to the eyes but still looks very natural. So you can see I'm not taking this any further up than the socket line of the eye, and I'm concentrating the colour right into the crease. And I prefer to use this angled fluffy blending brush for this because it creates a really nice shape for the eye. So now I'm just using a flat eyeliner brush and using the same colour, and I'm just using it underneath the lower lash line to add a little bit of definition there. So I decided I wanted to add a little bit of sparkle and shimmer to the lids, so I added this cream eyeshadow from Zao Makeup. This is shade Copper. And I'm just using a flat synthetic brush with this, and I'm just patting it into the centre of the eyelid. So this just helps to make the eyes look a little bit more awake and give them a little bit more interest. So now onto eyeliner, and I'm using the Zao eyeliner in shade Dark Brown. And I'm just using this right along the top lash line in quite a thin line. And I'm just making sure that I'm getting it right in between the lashes because I don't want any skin colour showing. So I know a lot of people struggle with liquid eyeliner, but honestly, this eyeliner makes it so much easier, and it also just takes a lot of practice. So now onto mascara, and I'm just doing a couple of coats on the bottom lashes and a couple of coats on the top lashes. This is a really good mascara. This one is from Lady Green and it's one of our best selling products. It's really jet black and you can build up the layers so you can have quite a natural sort of daytime look, or you can add a couple of coats and have quite thick full lashes. So now onto brows, and I'm just using this Zao eyebrow powder in shade brown, and I'm just brushing the hairs up with a spoolie and then just filling them in with an angled brush and just applying a little bit of product where there are any gaps or there's any sparse areas, just to fill in the brows and create a really nice defined shape. So as I'm applying the powder, I'm also just brushing through every now and then with the spoolie, but you can also just use a clean mascara wand and it will have exactly the same effect. This just makes sure that the hairs are all going in the same direction. So now I'm going to warm up the skin with some of the Zao Mineral Cooked Powder, and this is in shade Golden Copper. So I'm just using this as a bronzer onto the cheeks, up into the temples and just around the circumference of the face. And then for the lips, I chose this matte colour from Cooler Caramel, and this is shade Pink Beige. I'm using this with a lip brush just to make sure that I've got a nice neat lip line. I have previously done a video about how to make your lipstick last all day, so I will link that in the description box below. So here's the finished look. It's a really simple, natural daytime look that you can wear no matter what age you are. Let me know if you have any suggestions for any other videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.